What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. It's been a while since we've done one, but we are back with an off-season rebuild. As we know, the Boston Celtics got eliminated in Game 7 yesterday by the Miami Heat. And there's going to be a lot of questions going into this offseason for Boston. We got a lot to talk about, so let's just go ahead, jump in, do this Boston Celtics off-season rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me that 63% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you fall into that 63% and you want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But man, oh man, did we know that Game 7 was going to be huge, because a lot of these, or one of these teams, had a lot to lose. Whether it was going to be Boston coming back from 0-3 just losing Game 7, or Miami being the first team to blow a 3-0 lead. Unfortunately, it was Boston that came back from 3-0. I think being the fourth team in history to force a Game 7, but still, no one has completed the ultimate comeback just yet. And obviously, after that, the biggest question for Boston: will Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum be teammates next season? I asked you guys a community tab poll, and it was very close. 55% won with no, I think. I think it was no that said 55% of people said no, they will not be teammates next year. So it was very close. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. Will they be teammates next year? That's the biggest thing. Now, if they weren't going to be, what are some trade ideas for Jaylen Brown? And I have a few in mind. I'm not sure I'll do either of them today, but I do want to talk about them and bring them to the table. And I want to hear, like I said, I want to get a conversation going down in the comment section below about it, because I think this is a huge question going into this offseason about Jaylen Brown. The first one that I've heard a lot about is Jaylen Brown to Portland for Anthony Simons in pick 3. It feels a little rich as a Blazers fan to give up 3 in Anthony Simons, but I do understand the thought of it, where Portland would be getting their first all-star next to Damian Lillard for the first time in his career since like LaMarcus Aldridge. So I do get that, and I think that'd be a pretty good return for Boston as well, with Jaylen Brown being on the last year of his deal. If Boston didn't want to re-sign him to the Supermax, or he didn't want to be in Boston for whatever reason, I think that's a decent trade. Let me know what you guys' overall thoughts are on that one. The other one that I've seen people talk about is Bradley Beal over to the Celtics, because Tatum and Bradley Beal are good friends. Unfortunately, I don't know if the Celtics would value Bradley Beal that highly, since he is 30 years old. His contract is a little tough. I feel like at that point, you might as well just go ahead and sign Jaylen Brown to the big contract if you want to pay someone that much money. So not sure I can get behind that one. And the other idea is like Siakam, something around like Siakam, Jaylen Brown with Toronto. That could be also an interesting one. And someone's brought up the Rockets in the past as well. Or I saw the Rockets yesterday, I guess I should say. So I don't know. Personally, for me, I do like that Blazers Celtics one. I think it makes sense for both teams. But I definitely want to hear from Celtics fans and maybe even Blazers fans down there. And we could hear from Wizards fans, every team I talked about. If you want to chime in on the conversation, I'm ready to talk about it, because I definitely want to get something going about that. It's going to be an interesting question. For me personally, I'm not going to trade him. I'm not going to trade him today's video. I'm going to keep Jaylen Brown, just because I have traded for Anthony Simons in the past, and I don't want to just go ahead and keep doing that. It feels really biased for me to keep doing that as a Blazers fan, and I know some people have gotten annoyed by it, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick with Jaylen Brown, because personally for me, and that honestly, it might be because I'm a Blazers fan, I think the best trade for them is Simons in pick 3. I think that's a really good return for Jaylen Brown, but I could be wrong, maybe disagree with that. So we're just going to head straight to draft night. Joe Mazzulla, I don't think would be fired, so we're just going to leave him. So let's go straight to draft night, and let's see if we can get with our second round pick to start this video. So I've done enough talking. Like I said, let's get a conversation going down in the comment section below. Let's start rebuilding now. So as far as what I want to bring into the draft, Derek Lively being here is not going to happen. He's not going to fall to the second round. That's actually insane. I think he's projected like a late lottery pick. So I actually want to take James Najee here, though. I think he'd be a really good backup when Al Horford is gone, and we can use Al Horford as a mentor for him to start this video. So James Najee, welcome to Boston, will be our backup center to Robert Williams, hopefully. Gallinari never saw the floor for Boston, but he accepts his player option. I'm also going to set Muscala and Peyton Pritchard. That way we can maybe use them in trades. Because since we're not trading Jaylen Brown, if we're not going to do that, which like I said could happen, but I'm not going to do it today, what are we going to do to make the team better? Because I'm not just going to run it back, right? So we want to go ahead and bring something else in. And I think the main thing we need to bring in is another forward. So what I want to do is I want to have Al Horford come off the bench, because he's going to go down in overall, unfortunately. So I don't really want to pencil him in as a starter next year. But it's going to be Smart, Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Derek White. The guard rotation is going to stay the same here. And then Jason Tatum is either going to be at the 3 or 4 for us. Rob Williams would be the 5, which I love. But what forward are we going to bring in? What forward could we go get? I don't even know how many tradable first-round picks we have. Obviously, I always have the stepping rule off in 2K, because 2K doesn't allow you to access all your future draft picks like you can in real life. or to a certain year, I guess I should say, not every single pick. But I have a couple forwards in mind that I want to try to make a move for, but I want to go ahead and just scan around the league real quick, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. So I went ahead and filtered every single forward in 2K that we could try to bring to the team, and we're going to skip over some of these because obviously we can't really have a conversation about Giannis to Boston unless Jaylen Brown was involved. So I'm trying to do this without trading Jaylen Brown. So let's just keep going down the list a little bit. Julius Randle, you could probably pull that off, but do you really want Julius Randle? Probably not. Levine is more of a shooting guard than he is a forward. Porzingis is a free agent. Siakam, I think, is the first one we really have to mention, like I just talked about him earlier. I think Toronto is not giving up Siakam unless Jaylen Brown is involved, and I'm going to try to keep Jaylen. So, unfortunately, I'm going to pass on Siakam here. I think it'd be very unrealistic for me to pull off a trade without Jaylen Brown involved for Siakam, so we're just going to go ahead and stay away from that. Jaren Jackson probably wouldn't be available. Lauri Markkanen is interesting. I don't know what Utah's plans are for him, but he definitely would be an interesting floor spacer for this team if they wanted to add like a stretch four like that. Just coming off season average 25, I would imagine his value would be pretty high, so I don't know how much that would work. Chris Middleton on the last year of his player option with Milwaukee. I doubt Giannis would be okay with that. So it definitely gets tough, man. There's not a lot of good options. The one that I like the most for me personally is Keldon Johnson in San Antonio. And I don't even know if the Spurs would really want to give him up, but that's who I want. That's really particularly who I want here in Boston. Tobias Harris as well, but I don't know if Philly and Philly and Boston really want to make a trade with each other. They play each other in the playoffs all the time, and I got Tobias Harris as well yesterday. DeAndre Hunter is also an interesting idea, but I got him yesterday as well. So, yeah, it's starting to get thin here. So, the main guy I want to go for, who I think could be a starter day one, obviously, is Keldon Johnson. And it's going to be tough to imagine that the Spurs would even want to trade him because they could just use him in part of the rebuild with Vic. But I'm going to try to make something happen here. So, I'm going to throw Gallinari, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett. I'm going to have to throw a lot of Peyton Pritchard, who is someone that obviously has wanted a bigger role, so I could see him being part of this trade. And I think Mike Muscala has to be in here, and we're at his salary. So another thing is, this is all kind of just junk at this point. Pritchard could be something in San Antonio. He's been looking for a bigger role, and when he has gotten opportunity, he's been pretty solid. But I feel like at least a first-round pick would have to be involved. I don't even know if Boston can trade this pick, to be honest with you, but I'm going to go ahead and give them at least one. And this might be an underpay for Keldon Johnson, but I'm going to offer it, and the Spurs will accept. So you know what? We went ahead and did that. Was it the most realistic trade in the world? Not really, I'm going to be honest, but I wanted something to happen here, so I'm going to go ahead and be very happy with that. So we got Smart, Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, Jason Tatum, and then Robert Williams, Al Horford, and then James Najee. We can have him mentored by Al Horford to hopefully be the backup center eventually. The only other thing we could do now is re-sign Grant Williams, which is what I'm going to do after moratorium. So feeling good about the Keldon Johnson edition. That was our one edition this season, and we obviously got to hope that Jaylen Brown will resign next year. So let's get Grant Williams re-signed, got that taken care of, and the biggest thing now is player progression and seeing where everyone is at here. Davison is back, Tatum is up 3 overall, Brown is up 1, Robert Williams is up 2, Keldon Johnson's up, Brogdon's up, Derek White, Al Horford are going down, and Grant Williams is up. So pretty much everybody's progressing. A few guys went down, obviously, but let me know, guys, overall thoughts are on the Keldon Johnson edition. Would it cost more? Probably. Would San Antonio do that? Maybe not. But the other idea I could have done in this video was trading Jaylen Brown, which I still think is a possibility. But I wanted to just change it up in today's video and not do that. Because I do have a couple of videos where I did a trading Jaylen Brown series where I did a trading Jaylen Brown to Toronto. And then I did a Toronto Raptors rebuild with Jaylen Brown. So if you want to see those, I uploaded those a while back. But regardless, we're going to go to a diamond rotation, and this is what your starting five would look like going into next year. So Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Keldon Johnson, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Al Horford, and Grant Williams. Not too shabby. Player our proficiency. We're at 3.5 balance as well under Mazzulla. If we struggle, then obviously we could fire Joe Mazzulla. Shot tendencies wise, Robert Williams is a 39. Keldon Johnson push up to at least an 80. Brogdon is fine, Smart, and then Derek White. We're going to moose those up just a little bit, something like that. And then I think that's going to be at Grant Williams as well. Could shoot a little bit more, nothing crazy, but something like that. And the other thing I want to do, like I kind of mentioned earlier, was the mentorship thing. Maybe we can get James Najee to hit a little bit of a development stride here with Al Horford being here and maybe at least one more year. So let's go brick wall, post lockdown, and let's say like Claymore. I don't know. It's not going to matter too much. So as long as we get James Najee to develop, maybe he could be our backup center eventually. We'll see what happens this year. Hopefully things go super well. We're back as a top seed in the playoffs, and we can maybe make it to the finals this time. Again, well, I guess they made it last year, but if we can go back again, that'd be awesome. So right now things are going super well at 42-18, but I want to bring up a conversation real quick because I feel like these have never worked for me this year. I want to see if anyone agrees with this. If you do rebuilds at home and you stop at the contract extension stage, I stop at it every time, and literally almost every single time I stop here, there's not a single person that wants to sign an extension. Like, I literally never see anybody that wants to sign an extension. Is it just me, or will retire? Oh, Horford will retire. Is it just me, or is that how it is for everybody? Because I was like, we can stop the contract extension deadline. Maybe Jaylen Brown wants to resign, but right now he wants to test free agency, and he says, my agent and I agree that it would be best for me to see what I can get in free agency this coming offseason, which is definitely a real risk. And definitely if Boston doesn't come to an extension with them and just is like, hey, you have 1 year left in your contract, we're just going to run it back with you with 1 year left in your contract. We'll talk next year. So if they did do that, that's obviously a huge risk because they could lose Jaylen Brown for nothing, essentially, which is something that might happen in today's video. So we're definitely taking a real risk by not trading him. Right now, he's playing fantastic at 27 points per game, so can't really complain. But whatever, it is what it is. I can't extend him at this point. I just wanted to see if anyone else has that problem, but 42-18 on the season right now. Really can't complain about how things are going. I will see you guys in the playoffs, which I assume will be a playoff team after a 42-18 start. So at the end of the season, I wanted to see if we got an All-NBA representative again by Tatum or Jaylen Brown or both. So we do get Jason Tatum making an All-NBA second team, and Jaylen Brown does not make an All-NBA third team. So that's a little unfortunate. Would have loved to have seen him on here, but all defense first team. I don't know if we'd have a Celtic here. Maybe Rob Williams or Tatum makes it, which is great. Rob Williams is not here, though. All rookie first team and all rookie second team. And we are the second seed in the East. Of course, Atlanta is over us because Atlanta is just annoying in 2K. But look at the player stats for this season. Yeah, 27 from Tatum, 27 from Jaylen Brown, 17 for Keldon Johnson, 15 from Malcolm Brogdon, 10 from Marcus Smart, 9 from Derek White, 8 and 10 from Robert Williams with 3 blocks. Honestly, the perfect center you'd want. 6.5 from Grant Williams and 4.5 from Al Horford. And then James Najee, he developed too much. He's up to a 72 overall, so I don't know if he'll hit like a development trait, or like not a trait, but like you get what I'm saying. If he'll hit a boost in his overall this offseason with Al Horford retiring, I don't know if I can bank on that. But we are playing the Knicks in round 1. We got Robinson, Randall, RJ, Quentin Grimes, Jalen Brunson. Of course, they were a very fun team in these playoffs, but I would assume we're the better team. We'll see what happens. Somebody come around against New York, and they are going to win a couple games on us, but we do go to a game 7 with them. Wow, okay. Did not expect to go to a game 7 this soon. They want to fix the rotation. I guess I'll listen to what 2K is suggesting. And we'll see if we can close them out in game 7. If we can eliminate in round 1, that is going to be a really, really bad sign going forward. And it's definitely possible here. Oh my goodness. We're going to eliminate round 1. Oh, wow. Okay. 112 to 103. We get eliminated by a 7 seed in round 1. A team from the play-in comes out and beats us. That is just unfortunate. I thought we were about to go win a championship this year potentially. Instead, we get bounced out in round 1. That is honestly the worst feeling in the world. Atlanta goes on to win a championship. Chris Paul is retiring. Al Horford, of course, is going to retire. I overrid it last year, so I can't do it this year. Draft lottery time, though. This obviously isn't going to matter for us too much. Our pick ends up being 29 for the Spurs, so that's from the Keldon Johnson trade, as they also get pick 2. Joe Mazzulla, I mean, if you get eliminated in round 1, you'd have to assume Joe Mazzulla is good as gone, so we're not bringing him back. Head coach wise, let's see what options we do have. Steve Clifford, that does not move me. Wade Burford, you got Billy Donovan, Mark Daignault, Jim Bowman, Alexander, Jack Vaughn. There's not a lot of good options here. Jason Kidd, I don't know, man. I don't love a lot of the options here. I think next year is when the head coaching pool is a lot better, which is why I wish Joe Mazzulla was kind of on a contract for another year. Then we could fire him next year or something. I don't know, because like, then you have, I think, like Steve Kerr available. Tyronn Lue becomes available. That would be a lot more fun. But if I look at all these options here, I think Jack Vaughn's personally my favorite. But even then, his ratings aren't that great. Michael Stauffer, of course, is great, but he's not a real head coach, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to go with him. Maybe we can look at some of the assistants, though. Let's give that a try real quick before we just give up on and get a bad head coach here. I guess we're just going to grab Wade Burford as our head coach. I don't even know if that's a real person. I'm pretty sure it's not, but I guess I'm wrong. I could be wrong. If he might be real. I doubt it, though. But just because the options weren't great, he had the best ratings left. And I mean, I guess if I wasn't going to get a real person, I probably could have just went Michael Stauffer, but that feels kind of cheap. I mean, I might be just overthinking this. It really doesn't matter that much. But regardless, though, I kind of wish Joe Mazzulla was under contract for one more year. But I would assume if you get eliminated in round 1, you'd get bounced out. You get fired pretty easily. I don't think that's a debate. So especially as a second seed with championship aspirations, getting bounced in round 1. That's just going to leave you without a job. So let's go straight to draft night, though. I don't believe we have a highly touted first-round pick. Traded it for Keldon Johnson, of course. We do have a early second-round pick from the Spurs, so that's another player we could add in the second round, so we can go ahead and draft that. So take a real quick look. We got Rodman. We got Skylar Clark. We got, I guess I can go with Skylar Clark or MJ Rice. I'll go MJ Rice. I don't know much about these guys that are left, so maybe that was a bad pick. Not really sure. He's a 6'9" overall. I will sign him. Player options, Najee. I'm going to accept. Qualifying offers, JD Davidson's a free agent. Not too worried about him. And obviously the biggest thing is whether or not Jaylen Brown will return to us. So right now, the Clippers are offering him a massive extension. The Spurs are also trying to get him. Cornette, JD Davidson. I'm actually nervous because there is a chance we cannot get him back here. There's an absolute chance at that. So I'm going to offer that. And, okay, where's number 1 option? I'm not even going to think twice about it. Let's just re-sign him. Get Jaylen Brown back as quick as possible because there was a chance we could have lost him. So we do extend Jaylen Brown, and he is back, which is great because if we lost him for nothing, that would have felt absolutely atrocious. It would have sucked very badly. But we bring him back. Honestly, I feel like the simulation last year was a little bit of a fluke. I really do. I don't think the Knicks beat us 9 times out of 10. So I almost feel like just running it back with the core that we have. I think guys will go down in overall. Derek White is on the last year of his deal, so that might be something we could pay attention to. Maybe we could sign a backup shooting guard and trade Derek White for a better backup center. I don't know. There's definitely some options here. There are some decent center options, but not anyone. Eubanks is the best. I don't even really like Eubanks that much, so I might trade Derek White for like a really good backup big man or something. Let me take a look real quick. So I went ahead and threw Derek White and MJ Rice in the trade finder, and there's a lot of good options for a backup big man. So I'm looking at Steven Adams, but he's going to go down in overall, which is why I don't really want to do that one. Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, I personally love at the moment, so I might be going with that one. Josh Hart's also awesome, but Trey Murphy, Larry Nance, that's pretty solid. This one is great too. We get Boucher and Jakob Poeltl, but I don't know why Toronto would do that, so I'm just not really. And then the Spurs want to give me an unprotected first-round pick for Derek White. So yeah, they just get Derek White right back. I don't see that happening either. And then this one I actually like as well. We get Kevon Looney. But for me, I think that Knicks trade is the best. I actually like the idea of Mitch Robinson coming off the bench for Robert Williams. So we're going to do this one. Mitch Robinson, Derek White, MJ Rice for Mitch Robinson and Jericho Sims. Something like that. And we get, obviously, like I said, another backup big man to back up Robert Williams. And I think that's perfect. Sims is also a pretty nice throw-in, not to mention as well. And we're going to need a wing. So we need a guard or a forward here. Jae'Sean Tate off the bench, I think, is pretty solid. So I'll go with him off the bench and just be a nice pesky guy. And then Kennard or Caruso even. Caruso goes down, but Luke Kennard is fine as well. Player progression, let's go to it now and let's see where we're at. I'm so glad to be able to get Jaylen Brown back. I was kind of nervous about losing him. But player progression, Brogdon is up, Smart is up, Robinson is up, Jae'Sean Tate is up. So honestly, like I said, and then James Najee going up some overalls is really nice to see as well. We'll keep mentoring him. But honestly, for me, I think, like I said, last year was definitely a fluke. We got eliminated in round 1 by the Knicks. We steal Mitchell Robinson from them, so hopefully that'll change some things. I think we just run it back. There's a good chance we're going to be in the finals, or at least to the conference finals, because Power Ranking Lines is number 1. They want to start Brogdon, which I guess is fine. Jaylen Brown, Keldon Johnson, Tatum, Robert Williams, Smart, Robinson, Grant Williams, Jae'Sean Tate, and Jericho Sims. I'm simply going to just run a 9-man rotation, and then proficiency is going to be literally a 5-star proficiency. So we have a 5-star proficiency with Wade Burford as our head coach. His ratings are good. Doesn't have any badges, unfortunately, but I think with this roster, we should easily be a contender in the East again. And hopefully this time, we don't get bounced in round 1. That was ridiculous. So at the end of the season, we actually almost won 70 games. Shea is your MVP. Robert Dillingham, Rookie of the Year in San Antonio. Full 6-man, Giannis Defensive Player. Josh Giddey most improved, which is great to see out of Josh Giddey. But look at it. Wade Burford, Coach of the Year at 68-14. And Derek Wright, Executive of the Year, a.k.a. your boy here, which obviously Boston already had a good foundation. So I can't take too much credit. But yeah, I love to see it. 68-14 on the year. Let's see what our All-NBA teams are. So Shea, LaMelo, I'm sad we didn't get a first All-NBA team, but Tatum does make All-NBA second team. Do we get Jaylen Brown here? We do not. No Jaylen Brown. On defensive first team, we do get Robert Williams somewhere. No Robert Williams either. So that's kind of unfortunate. And I don't see Tatum this time either. All right. But if we take a look, 68-14 on the season, first seed in the East easily. Looking at the player stats, you had 28 from Jaylen Brown, 28 from Tatum, 16 from Brogdon, 16 from Keldon Johnson, 11 from Smart, 9 from Grant Williams, 7 from Williams, and 9 rebounds, and almost, or I guess 2 blocks. Tate was 6 points, and Robinson was 6, and 1.5 blocks off the bench. So overall, very, very solid. I'm very happy with our rotation. So please, 2K, we get Miami. It's kind of funny. Miami in round 1. If we lose to an 8 seed, I am going to be upset. I'm going to be honest. But I don't see a world we get eliminated by the 8 seed. It just can't happen. So here we go. Semi-current round against Miami, and we are going to... Oh my goodness, I was about to say beat them in 6. Thankfully took care of them. Now we get Detroit. So Detroit, they usually have a pretty good roster, but they got Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Dylan Brooks, Porzingis, Duran, Bagley, Tillman, Bojan. Very good roster, but game 1 up 1-0, beat them by 6. Tatum and Brown combined for, if I do my math right, 76 points, I believe, which is awesome. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1 for us. Game 4, 3-1. Can we beat them in 5? And we book our ticket to the East Conference Finals. And we get Cleveland, which I'm kind of glad we're not playing Atlanta. But I wonder if Cleveland has Donovan Mitchell, and they do. So it's going to be a tough matchup. Garland, Mitchell, Coro, Mobley, Allen, Kenyon Martin, Harrison Barnes, Corey Joseph, and Dean Wade. I think this is going to go to 7. I really hope we're the team that beats them, though, and we book our tickets to the finals. Denver and San Antonio on the other side. So Victor Wembanyama versus Jokic is definitely an interesting matchup. But regardless, game 1, down 1-0 to Cleveland. Game 2, are they really that OP? Or are we about to even it up? No. Down 3-1. All right, great. Can we maybe force a game 7? I mean, we did against Miami in the conference finals a couple years ago at this point. So, this is a close one. And we are going to lose 124-113. So once again, I guess we can get eliminated in the first round this time, but we got eliminated by Cleveland. Is Mitchell locked up, or is he going to leave? He's got a player option. So there is a chance that Mitchell isn't a Cav next year. So maybe I can bank on that. But man, I'm pretty disappointed once again. But draft lottery time, going 68-14 and then choking is never a good sign. But we have the 29th pick in this draft. Staff signing, you are going to have this all filled out. I guess we can get like a big man coach real quick, and then should be good. And then I'm probably going to be running it back for the most part. Let's go straight to draft night. I don't really care about the rookie we're about to add. It's not going to make a huge impact at this point in the video. So rookie signing, we got Tor Yee. I don't even know how to say his first name, but Tatum declines. Okay. Another important free agent, James Najee, is a free agent who's up to a 75 overall, which is a great sign. But Tatum and Brogdon are both free agents. So obviously Tatum is a must re-sign in my opinion. If we lose Tatum, I'm just going to be, okay, I was about to say, if we lose Tatum, I'm just done. But thankfully we're getting them both back. I want to be able to run it back at least one more year with this team. Najee, I want to bring back as well, but if it comes back as a qualifying offer, it's fine. Then last thing I want to look at is Brogdon Smart, Jaylen Brown, Conan Johnson, Jayshawn Tate, Grayson or Grant Williams. I was combining Jason Tatum and Grant Williams' first name. I don't know why. Williams Robinson. Okay. Shooting guard, forward. I mean, we do have a rotation technically, but I'll sign like a Richardson off the bench, or DiVincenzo is even better if we want DiVincenzo just in case. And we're just going to go straight to player progression. So James Najee might be gone. We don't have his bird rights apparently, but it's definitely nice we've developed him as far as we have. He developed better than Derek Lively did, which is kind of sad, but yeah, he's a 76 overall already, which is Derek Lively didn't really even touch that in yesterday's video, which is kind of annoying. But we're running it back another year, man. I'm going to hope and pray that this year things go our way. Oh, and I have to check if Cleveland kept Donovan Mitchell, because that was our biggest threat last year. So this is going to be my last year running it back, though. Power ranking once again lands at number 1. I mean, the roster is literally the same. His proficiency still 5-star, by the way. I wonder if we can crack 70 wins this year. I don't know if we will. But did Cleveland keep Donovan Mitchell? Because if they lost him, that could be huge for us. They did not keep him. So they lost Donovan Mitchell. Of course, Atlanta's still probably going to be pretty good. But with Donovan Mitchell being gone, the East could be clear, and we could be easily the team that gets out of the East, but we'll see. So this year, we didn't get really close to that 70 win mark like we were last year, but we are a 3rd seed in the East. Jaylen Brown led the way. Stats kind of look the same all around. This is our playoff run, man. So if we can't get it done here, then it's just not happening in today's video. Get Orlando in round 1. Obviously, I would love nothing more than at least get out in round 1 in this one. So hopefully we could just do that. Somebody current round. And we beat the Magic in 5. Now we get Charlotte. So Cleveland gets swept. So we don't even have to deal with Cleveland, which is great. But Charlotte has Jalen Green, Ingram, Mark Williams, Vanderbilt, Zubac, Brandon Miller. Wow. How on earth did they pull off Jalen Green? A Jalen Green LaMelo backcourt sounds very fun, to be honest with you. And they might eliminate us here, man, because that is a very young backcourt. I don't know, man. This could be tough. But we do win game 1. Beat them by 6. 43 from Jalen Green, but it does not matter. We won game 1. Game 2, they aimed it up. I'm nervous, man. Game 3, 2-1. Are we going to lose to Charlotte in round 2? We win game 5, please? No. Oh, my goodness, bro. Always going to be that team that never gets over the hump, apparently. I mean, we got to the finals against the Warriors, lost to them. Okay, we can force a game 7 here. It's looking good unless we let them back in the game. We have to go back to Charlotte, so it's not guaranteed. 36-23. Game 7 in Charlotte. Can we take care of business again, please? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be nerve-wracking here. Oh wow. Okay, we take it. Hang on to it though. Hang on to the lead. Let's get back to the conference finals. Oh my goodness. All right, please 2K, for everything I know. Okay, it looks like we're running with it. All right, we're running with it. We beat them. Thank you. We're released back to the conference finals. We have to play Detroit, who we beat last year, so hopefully we can do that again. Kind of the same roster as last year. It looks like they may even got worse. I think they had a better bench last year. I could be wrong, though. And then Atlanta got taken care of, so it's New Orleans, Minnesota. Here we go. Game 1, 1-0 lead by Detroit. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, don't go down 3-1, please. Game 5, big one. We win it. Game 6, please. Game 7. All right, Game 7 in Boston. Please do not lose. Don't let up here. Okay, we tied it up. Okay, take the lead. Run with it. Run away with the lead. Yes. Okay, finally made it to the NBA Finals. 43, 28, 21, 3-3, 15, 15, and 10. And now we're in the finals, either going to play Minnesota or New Orleans. I don't know which one I'd rather have, because both of them can be pretty OP in the simulation. But here we go. We get moment of truth. Jaylen Brown wins conference finals MVP, by the way. Moment of truth, we get Minnesota. So Anthony Edwards, 36 points per game. Here we go, man. Isaiah Wong, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Rudy Gobert, Austin Reeves, Jalen Smith, and Bryce. Here we go. Game 1, up 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, no way, man. Come on. 2-0 lead. We're going to blow 3 straight like that. Please do not lose like this, man. Wow. Wait a minute. Okay, we're back in it. Come on. Dig deep. 120. We got all the way to the finals. Just lose to Minnesota. Unless we could come back with 36 seconds left, which I highly doubt it. But wow, I'm desperate at this point. We don't even have the ball. Man, that's so annoying. Whatever. We're going to lose to Minnesota in Game 7 or Game 6, whatever it is. We had a 2-0 lead and we're fouling on purpose. Yeah, this one's over, boys. Wow. Man. That's so irritating. We could just play defense. Why don't we just play defense? Let me see if I can fix that. Okay, I think I turned off fouling, so we could just straight up play defense and see if we can get a stop. I know there's not a bunch of time on the clock, and we're down 2 possessions, but we'll see what we can do. I don't even know why I'm playing this, but I am for some reason. Edwards... How was that a foul? What? I contested it. Like, I don't even feel like I was that close to him. I have to check this. It's not going to let me, is it? Oh, whatever. So I don't even think I was that close to him. Whatever. We lose in Game 6 in Minnesota. That is so unfortunate. Literally, and we got our scrubs in. We already called this game. We already said, all right, it's over. All right, gonna hoist up a 3 with Tatum and hope for the best. And that's not gonna go in. It was a terrible release, and Cat's off and running. And that is your game, boys. I am heavily disappointed that we could not bring one home to Boston in today's video. Got the NBA Finals, but came up short. And I'm going to end it on that note. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your guys' overall thoughts are on Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Will they be teammates next year? Is something going to happen? Is Jaylen Brown going to be traded? I want to hear from all of you guys down in the comment section below on your thoughts about it, because I definitely think it's going to be a very fun conversation this offseason. The dreaded Minnesota wins the championship to end the video. Anthony Edwards is your finals MVP. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, in the next video, we will probably continue with the draft lottery rebuilds. But the NBA Finals, Denver versus Miami. Who you got? How many games? See you on the next video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, Crushables, I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.